What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? It is Primetime 118, another historic cards that is a little delayed as per usual, but we are ready and raring to go. There is 12 fights here this evening. Two guys in particular have an opportunity to fight twice here this evening, Ripe and Goated. The winner of that will be challenging aka MG for the interim PlayStation belt. Unfortunately, Smudger was not able to be here this evening, but we anticipate he'll be back and better next week, trying to unify whoever the winner of this main event is here this evening. Joining me in the commentary booth though for all of this action, my friends and yours, Dr. Goddamn Who and J-Dime TV. How's it going, lads?
I mean, it's going good, as you mentioned. It's the interim belt on the line. It's a rarity to see, but with someone like Wright in that spot as well as Goated, both of these guys have definitely earned that spot. They would have been in the #1 contender, but now they have an opportunity to fight for that belt. So that's a fantastic main event. In the co-main, you have a #1 matchup of Keza and MBK Mazil. That's going to be a fight and a half. Mazil put on a hell of a performance back at PT 117. He put on a grappling masterclass, to be honest. So fighting someone like Keza, extremely experienced across that point of view, Jay, it's going to be a very interesting fight there as well.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to the main event because Wright always comes close to getting a belt. He's a tough test, but he can't ever go over that hump. Maybe him getting an interim belt may be able to do that for him, Cyrus.
Maybe so, bro. I'm not looking past any one of those guys, but Ripe MMA, as you said, is a guy that we've been following for some time here at Primetime MMA. We've watched the evolving of his style over the years, and quite honestly, I think that the confidence is the next thing now. When he realizes just how good he is, that will allow him to propel on to greater things. But of course, he's got a big kind of steep hill ahead of him here this evening. He's got to get past SVG Goated, who is a menace in the division, looking to make his own name here this evening. And obviously he has a potential of going up against AKMG, who is actually the guy that was originally scheduled to fight Smudger either way. He's the guy that truly deserves to be in that spot, and he's obviously looking to go out here this evening and showcase that he may have been walking away with that belt if Smudger was here. With all of that being said, though, lads, we have had a little bit of a delay here this evening. As we mentioned, we are stylishly late, as we always are. We do apologize, but we will get into that first fight, J-Dime. I know you're ready and raring, much like myself. It is going to be between BFAP fucking Trixie, bro, up against MBK Bren. This is an incredible first fight to start off tonight's card.
Is that Trixie?
Yes,
Yeah,
and early prelims? No, how does this happen?
He won a fight on the unaired as a debut. He's now 1-0. The original fighter for this fight fell out, so Trixie got put in as a replacement on short notice. He's taken the fight eagerly, and now he's picking Max Holloway in lightweight, looking to box the head off of George Masvidal. Bren's got a very tough fight ahead of him. That's, I think, the easiest way to say it.
Well, look, names can be made here this evening across the entirety of the card. Bren is looking to do that just here up against BFAP Trixie, who answered the call on short notice. I was straight in some of the matchmakers' DMs after I heard that Trixie was on the unaired, but I was glad to find out that he got the W in quick succession and found his way on tonight's card. Welcome back to the Octagon, Trixie, and he's going to look to show that he hasn't missed a step. But as you can see, J-Dime, Bren utilizing a lot of head movement, being heavy with the hands and keeping Trixie honest.
Yeah, I like the position that Bren is in because if he loses, fighting Trixie, my goodness. If you win, you have taken down one of the goats of PT. He is in the perfect spot right here.
Working that head nicely, getting a bit of distance. That block low, and Bren is putting on the pace. It's very much so far Trixie is wanting to put on the more technical pitter-patter type thing, but Bren's just coming forward, using that power of Masvidal and just working through that block so far, Cyrus.
Yeah, man. Jorge Masvidal has a big power advantage in this matchup. Max Holloway, obviously the more durable of opponents, but there's only so much damage that he can take. Doing a really good job. Starting to get caught a little bit now, though. Trixie's starting to get his bearings, but there it is. Beautiful work, Jay. Jesus.
He was just getting whooped a second ago. Now momentum has shifted, and if you're Jorge, how do you come back from this? Are you going to panic? Or are you going to keep your composure in this situation, Doc?
I mean, if you're Keza, you're Keza. If you're Brain right now, you're just
Oh my goodness.
hoping that you can get a massive shot right now. But Trixie's calm, he's collected, and he's just putting on the pace as much as he can do. Cyrus.
Yeah, it's one of the things that was always separated him is his ability to adapt and his killer instinct. When he's got you hurt, he finds finds a way of just kind of keeping a sustained pressure on. He's not looking to just kind of completely get you out unless the opportunity presents. And that's one thing that Brent's got to be wary of. And I feel like Brent is. He's showcasing that he. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
A little carried away with the overhand, right? But he was doing good, Jay, up until then. I feel like he was really making the power be the difference. But obviously, that comes with certain risks.
Yeah, the thing is, at this level, anyone can get dropped. Anyone can put on a masterclass, but it's the adjustments. That's what it is. And Trixie has made an adjustment. Now it's up to him to make an adjustment to that, Doctor.
Yeah, and so far Trixie's just managed to get ahead off of that curve from the early round to one point. It definitely does seem like the power of Masvidal is there to exist and he's able to engage, but he just can't land that one clean shot that he needs, whilst Trixie is just sneaking in those shots like that uppercut there.
Yeah, and you'd think that Masvidal got the bigger of the damage in, but he's just not as durable as Holloway, and Holloway was able to absorb more, even though he probably took the bigger of the damage. He's in a better spot health-wise, and now with the grappling to end out the round, this little chip away at the health is going to be largely detrimental coming into this next round. You've got to remember, Trixie is used to 5 rounds, but he put in a lot of work in that first round. Looks like he's trying to make up for the fact that he doesn't have the 4th and 5th he's accustomed to, Jay.
Yeah, but that could be a good thing too, because now he can put his foot on the gas more and not worry about his cardio because it's 3, it's not 5.
Exactly right, bro. Exactly right. Couple of big knockdowns, as you see. I feel like these highlight reels normally indicate kind of which way the judges would give it, and the fact it's showing 1 for 1 there, Doc, shows me that round maybe even a draw. Maybe even a draw.
No, that's not a draw. That round is not a draw.
It was 3 knockdowns to 1.
3 knockdowns to 1 is not a draw.
In favor of Trix.
I suppose that's my dead wrong of this evening.
It's as soon as Masvidal can start landing that jab, he's having success. But the way Trixie's using the footwork, the way he's avoiding a lot of these shots, it's just making that jab a bit more difficult. Because as soon as that first jab starts, he can start working through that block. But then Trixie's just having success as soon as he finds one big counter.
He's going to get dropped soon. I think Brandon's going to... Brandon is going to get dropped soon.
Yeah. Retreating, not able to get out of the way. Oh, beautiful.
That was fantastic. A lovely rear hook ending that. He just came forward. He played the Holloway style, broke the block basically, working it completely, and then was able to find that last shot that got the clean KO there.
Yeah. I apologize, Trixie. I did not doubt you. I'm recovering from a virus, my man, and I may be a little bit delirious because he came out here, reacted, and adjusted early in that first round. Was able to get 3 knockdowns after getting knocked down himself, and ultimately found that finish in the second round. Historically, his best round, J-Dime, still true here this evening as he gets a big victory on his first live fight of the season. Won't be his last.
Yeah, he just showed that he doesn't belong in these prelims, that's one. And he showed that there's levels to this game. That's all he showed.
I don't disagree, my man. I don't disagree. Now, there is a slight adjustment to the card. The next fights are still going to go ahead as scheduled in terms of all of these fights are still planned. However, we are skipping forward 1 fight because we started a little late, and I know that this guy's not got too long left. So we're going to get straight into it. It is going to be HS Rolling Thunder up against AKA Amazon. 2 guys that have been around the scene for a little while now. Rolling Thunder a little newer, but Amazon especially. A bit of a veteran, I'd say, Jay. A bit of a veteran. He's fought everybody, right?
Okay, yes. And Amazon, like I used to always say, he has a weird way to stay in fights when he's getting whooped. And he may need it against someone as unorthodox as Rolling Thunder, because Rolling Thunder going to throw a lot of, excuse my language, some backyard bullshit at you. And from there, it's up to you to if you gonna fall for it or not. So I feel like he's gonna get hit with some spinning elbows. He gonna get hit with some shit. But Amazon's used to it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He lives in that chaos. Absolutely, he does. He's gone Conor McGregor, though. You can see that Rolling Thunder going this calf pick. He's looking for some wildness, I would imagine. I mean, it's an interesting calf. A lot of
the
time.
Conor McGregor pick makes sense for Amazon.
It does.
Amazon is he's quintessential boxer. He's got some good MMA behind it, but his love is where the hands go, and it's very much going to be, if he can keep this basic, you can most likely win the fight. One of the biggest issues when you fight someone like Rolling Thunder is purely the fact of the chaos he can cause in a mid-fight. Like, if you don't respect that chaos, if you don't play simple, you will just get clipped by random stuff like an axe kick.
Absolutely.
I like this. I like seeing Rolling Thunder fight. I know he fights like all these weak creative fighters online, but I like watching him, especially using that calf, because when he wins, everyone's always so surprised when it works against top players, Cyrus.
Look, he may be the best of that style, you know. Like, he's definitely a unique fighter. He doesn't do things that a lot of people would consider pretty, right? He's always offbeat. He throws things awkwardly. But he works, man. The problem is that you can't really time somebody like this because they're so unorthodox. They'll throw anything in sequence with absolutely anything, dog.
Yeah, it really is the case of you just have to stay careful and considerate here, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my. 1-2 axe kick.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, Amazon showing that veteran savvy, staying composed in the pocket. But he is getting clipped a lot with the wild, high damaging strikes out here, Jay. I don't know how many more he can take.
Yeah, he got to stay off the cage. Oh my gosh, nice. And I was about to say, keep it basic. How is he still on his feet, Doctor?
I don't know. The power of Conor McGregor definitely should have. It's the beard. It's the beard. I'm blaming the beard there. Just the blue beard is just taking all the power of Conor McGregor so far. Exchanging jab straight. Honestly, Rolling Thunder's not landing too badly. It's just when he gets into those really big exchanges where it's just anybody would die against someone like McGregor, especially.
Yeah. I mean, the problem that Amazon's facing is that Rolling Thunder's throwing like 1-2 and then either a hook or he's throwing an axe kick. And that forces him. It's like either I lean and get eaten up by a hook or I don't lean. And that axe kick destroys me. But he's doing a really good job of keeping the boxing combinations a little bit simpler right now. As Jay Dime was calling for. Oh my God, and he gets caught.
Oh my. Hey, I hope he wins off this. I hope he wins. I hope he wins off this.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I look over and we've just ended up in the hype train as well, just as that axe kick landed.
Hell yes. Well, shout out to Toby Ruins MMA CVs. Ginger. And CB again for Amazon getting the victory.
What a turn
Jesus.
of events. He's the one who dropped him. What a turn of events.
Amazon, man. Amazon. Oh, God.
Wild exchange. Jesus.
Do you know what that shows, though? Like, because Amazon's been a guy that's had, like, mixed bag performances. He's looked really good. He's not had some of the less favorable performances, but this showed here this evening experience. I think experience was the key word. A lot of people would have crumbled under that unorthodox style, under that sort of pressure, but not King Amazon. Not King Amazon at all, doing himself and his camp very proud here this evening, Jay.
Man, it was looking shaky for him after Rolling Thunder, like I said, landed that bullshit. He landed that axe kick. It was looking bad, but what a turn of events. Absolutely. Well, that was another fun fight. Glad that we got to see that one. We appreciate those guys holding around. We will now get into the next one. It was initially scheduled to be the second fight of this evening. Another fight that could easily be a main card of previous seasons or even main event. But early on in the season, these guys find themselves early on in the card. NV Samurai fucking Robin back and looking to do damage, but he's going to be met with an equal foe here this evening in B3. I'm the GOAT. I'll go back to you on this one, J Dime. Sensational competitors.
completely polarizing, polar opposite styles. Samurai Robin, I'm the GOAT. Kind of a throwback fight to that old school, specialist v specialist sort of matchup.
Here's the thing with this fight. When it comes to B3, I'm the GOAT. I want to see which version of him we're going to get. Because, as of late, he's in love with his hands. For some reason, he thinks he can strike now. You know what I'm saying? The striking's better when you have the grappling threat. I think he needs to mix it together and keep incorporating his grappling, especially against somebody like Samurai Robin, who's going to look to kickbox him and use them leg kicks, Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, Robin's leg kicks have been brutal in the past. Like, they've been utterly brutal. So seeing Robin go someone like Darren Till that we're looking here makes complete sense. If GOAT's going to go Nate Diaz, which he does looks to be going, I'm going to expect that more striking, that stand-up type of GOAT, which I don't know if that's a fantastic idea against someone who is of the caliber of Robin. Robin is a star-studded striker across the board, and mixing that grappling, I think, is the way to win. But if he wants to play this, if he wants to showcase his striking, maybe he's developed it further. I mean, you never know.
We shall see. We shall absolutely see. We know that GOAT has fallen in love with his his striking in the past. Samurai Robin always sticks to that same style that's got him excellent, and it's no reason not to. It continues to work. As we get way here into the third fight of this evening, just want to give a massive shout out to King Jon Snow, Toby Ruins MMA, and CV, along with all of the names mentioned earlier, achieving our first hype train ever. We appreciate you, my guys. Look, there it is. Ayo Pudgy dropping the biddies as well, my man. This isn't going to take too long. I'll be real with you. These guys, they're going to go at it pretty quickly, especially those leg kicks. If Samurai Robin isn't throwing leg kicks, I don't know. Something's wrong.
Yeah, but you never know because, hold on, let me just make this point real quick. UFC should never let y'all wear whatever shorts y'all want. Because what is Nick Diaz wearing? Why is Nick Diaz wearing them blue shorts? I'm like, they should never allow this, Doc.
I mean, it's even weirder when you see Peter Yan with yellow shorts, not going to
lie. Yeah,
like,
what's going on?
I mean, at least we've got Darren Till in the red shirts. In the red shirts? Yeah, sure. But so far, Samurai playing on that back foot, chilling, just looking to pick his shots where he can. Diaz walking forward. Woo! Gets the stun majorly. Nearly gets the uppercut, pulls back, expecting something to come back there. Ooh. But now Robin's pinned against the cage here, it seems, Cyrus.
Yeah, great job at pressuring with Diaz at the moment. Lovely, lovely work. He is a little bit damaged, though. Bit of a laceration above that right eye, but Samurai Robin continuing to try and set up that leg kick. He's changing between, the calf kicks and a traditional leg kick. And that variation has meant the GOAT of MMA is having to second guess his openings a little bit. This fight quite clearly sponsored by Suicide Squad. Get your pre-orders today.
Yeah. Whose stream is this? Who got this sponsorship?
I think that's Samurai Robin, bro.
Listen, if he loses to GOAT today, he gonna lose that sponsorship. That sponsorship's going to him.
It's a very close matchup. I think it's even closer. Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
I mean, Robin's taking the damage and he's coping with it. That's the thing. He did just get stunned, but he hasn't been knocked down. And for saying how much he's been on that back foot, been dealing with the pressure of Diaz, and he's firing back at the same time, he's doing really well.
Yeah, but like I'm like a Wish version of Samurai Robin, and
not a Wish version of him.
100%, bro. And I can tell you that this is sometimes one of the styles that's a little bit more difficult to deal with. Somebody that's just stepping on that front foot 100% of the time. And GOAT of MMA, although he may be a grappler, he does train with the B3 boys and has been for some time now. Obvious adjustments and advancements he's made in that pressure game, J-Dime, but it ain't over till it's over, my man. And Samurai Robin definitely sticking in there every step of the way.
Yeah, and I'm the GOAT looks really good right now too, and I think it's important for someone like Samurai Robin to have people in his camp or people to spar with who has a front heavy pressure style, so you can be prepared for this. So this won't be a surprise when someone fights you like this, Doc.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, any style could be a surprise though. So having to deal with this, Jay, is just a case of adapting, making those adjustments, as you said earlier.
Yeah, but I'm the GOAT. I'm not trying to jinx him. He looks really good right now, though, guys.
Oh
no,
my god.
I jinxed him. I said he looks good. Oh my gosh, I didn't. It's my fault. If you lose, it's my fault.
Head movement on both guys, just trying to find that one key shot. I've noticed, so he has his head health is kind of nearly shot. And so,
yeah, he's
like, especially when you go look at Samurai's head health as well.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Done.
Match is over, guys. It's over, guys.
Oh my.
Oh, okay.
Everything I say the opposite will happen.
It's how it goes, man. It's how it goes. The absolute volume of ways that a fight can go, all of the different ways that thing can play out. Just like that, GOAT of MMA lands a head kick, sits down Samurai Robin momentarily. The up kick of Doom keeps him in it for a moment.
Oh! Is it over? Is it over this time? Good. He had to go through adversity. This is a great win. This showed a lot. He had to go through adversity. Like, it was a great win for GOAT. Great showing.
He didn't have another, humbly, he didn't have another round in him with that head health. Samurai Robin, would have just, been able to jab him down after that point. So he had, a win it or lose it moment, and he won it, man. He won it. He grasped that opportunity with both hands, and to get this was a really dangerous fight, Doc, for both of them. No, like I mentioned, I've been ill with the virus all week, so I haven't even really looked at tonight's card until tonight. And I can tell you that this was a surprise that we were getting this early on in the night, Doc, and I have to say, to my delight. I understand the rankings and everything else and the way it's fallen out. They're big names. Are just it was a big risk fight for both guys, being such really worthy competitors fighting each other this early on in the season. But an incredible bout between both guys, and it really showcased where GOAT is, like Jay was saying, coming into this new season.
Yeah, GOAT's definitely made those adjustments with those hands. He's adapted quite a lot by the looks of it. You don't normally see that type of style happen against Robin, and GOAT's managed to succeed in pulling that style off, coming back, even after being dropped in that second round, surviving and really putting off a hell of a fight there, Joe.
Yeah, and if I'm the GOAT right now, I think nobody can strike with me. Yeah, he's not a striker, but that does something to your confidence, because Samurai Robin's a good striker. When you beat somebody like that, it does something to your ego, Cyrus. Absolutely it does. And this is the thing, we mentioned it going into that one. I hope it just doesn't mean that GOAT falls too in love with his hands. He's got to remember that he is a dangerous grappler as well, but much like Roy Nelson once said back in the day, sometimes you just knock people out, you realize that it's a little easier than grappling somebody for 15 to 25 minutes, and maybe the GOAT is trying to carve a new way or a new style for himself here this evening. But another very fun fight, like I said, easily could have been up the card at another point in the season, but they went in and dangerously fought each other here this evening. Just speaking to the absolute depth of tonight's card, though, I'll throw it back to you, Jay. The next fight here this evening are between two guys in the top 20. We're already in the top 20, and we're only in our fourth fight of this evening. It is Art of War getting back into the octagon after suffering his first loss of the season in a recent matchup, going up against BFAP's very own Naz Nim. An incredible bout between two incredible competitors, and they are actually going to be fighting in bantamweight. One matchup. Sorry, I'm getting a bit confused. Just don't know if any of the guys can actually. Art of War, Alexander, please mute your microphone, my man, because I can hear myself coming back through your mic when we're talking. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I knew it in bantamweight. Someone's going to pick the cheat code. Sean O'Malley is the cheat code striking wise on here, Doctor.
The 4-star version, though, is not as good, so there is that to play. But again, we got the band system in place, so Donald Duo O'Malley, it's 4-star bantamweight. There is a limited choice you have got to meet. You do have Cody if you want to have him as an option as well, but O'Malley here, is viable. The height difference is immense, but if you're going to be using
Yeah.
Jimmy Rivera properly, it doesn't really matter because you should be on the ground.
For sure. It's actually a little strange to me, at least, that right now he wants to be pressing onto that front foot so much. Like Sean O'Malley, he's got the range. I kind of like to play it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a little different though, Jay. I don't know. He's fighting really, really close on the inside.
Yeah, he's giving Jamie Rivera what he wants. Yeah, he's having some success, but why would you make your arms that short if you're Sean? Lean back and throw them straights at him. It just don't make sense to fight in the pocket, Doc.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Just throw a couple of teeps out, get that distance, play that long game, get him to walk into your shot. So, like that spinning body kick works fantastically as they're walking into the pocket because they can't dodge around it. You really want to be using that range, but no, he just wants to be engaging in that pocket. I mean, maybe it's the benefit of you can get Rivera to overthrow. Maybe he's hoping for that, but it is an odd one to see.
I like what I'm seeing. For the most part, out of Alexander, he is getting clipped up a little bit right there, but as I said, his opponent's kind of fighting at least to what you would imagine would be where he's favored. He's still got his mic on. He's just gotta mute that.
I wonder what he's saying. I'm playing.
He just went, well, and I don't know what he was at, but it kind of shit me up because it was a lot louder than you guys. I'll be honest.
Well, so far, but looking at the head health, it's a lot of O'Malley working that block. He's playing the block game and he's working it very nicely. Any shots that aren't hitting his head are landing on the block, and so it's has basically destroyed that block to the point where if Alexander wants to really engage, he's going to have to move his head and look for a counter or shoot a takedown and do it that way, because I don't feel like he's going to last much longer on the feet, and that's what he does.
Yeah, that's what there we go. That's where he needs to be right now. Don't entertain the striking with Sean, because Sean is clearly the better striker, even though he's fighting in the wrong range. This is where you want to be, Cyrus.
Absolutely, it is. Take all that beautiful striking, his ability to play at range and really make him work on the mat. We'll have to see if he's able to hold him here. There's some good denials right there, Doc, and he's trying to set up that submission with 20 seconds left to go in this current setup of submissions. That's a lot of time, man. You can sync it up.
Yeah, you definitely can, but managing to get it into half guard now, not much damage landed in that top mount position where you could have done quite a lot. The elbows can do some really big damage, especially since the most recent patch they did have a buffer, I think about 25%, and they are kind of noticeable. So the elbows are definitely a good start there, but end around definitely favors Nazim, especially considering that block damage that he did throughout that entire round, Jay.
Man, I want to see what adjustments both fighters make, and I want to see if Jimmy Rivera is able to get in to get that takedown again. He probably is going to be able to, because they're chest to chest, and he's still losing, Cyrus.
Yeah, you just can't get those hands going. I mean, O'Malley's faster with the hands for sure, but he's got to let the hands go a little bit earlier. He only starts throwing back after there's been about 5 punches landed on his face. He's really kind of like, he's trying to do my turn, your turn, and O'Malley just isn't giving him his ability to go. He's kind of just eternally throwing, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really the case of Alexander he's basically standing in O'Malley's face waiting for a big shot to counter, and it's just every shot has landed on the block or head, and that is just what she wrote, getting the win there very cleanly.
Beautiful. That was really clean. Didn't wait for a goddamn moment. J Dime absolutely marched his opponent down and did whatever it took to get the victory, and that was honestly what felt like an infinite amount of punches. I don't feel like he stopped throwing from the moment the bell rang.
Yeah, that was a great win for him, and I'm ready to get to the next one now.
Absolutely. It's going to be between Brazil Lucas. He's going to be putting his undefeated record up against another undefeated gentleman in the division, ranked number 15, ranked number 16th. What remains of Nasty. This is a really fun fight. Doc, it's in heavyweight, which you know is
Lucky told me about the picks just before this card started, and it's Olenek versus Taito Avasa, which is mental. Is the polite way to say it is mental. Olenek is a brilliant fighter, but his only job is to walk forward and shoot a takedown. That's his only job.
He's got heavy hands, and if he gets you on the mat, you are gonna tap. That is the only two rules with Alexei Olenek. I have fought with this man a lot, and he has only ever been defeated once. It's a ridiculous pick that a lot of people sleep on. Now, the problem is that you may just get outclassed on the feet because you're so much slower. Like, you can kind of feel like...
immensely slow. I think all of these shots are like in 80s. Well, a clinch is a good start. The Giri's a good start.
Okay.
The pulling into the Giri's a good start. Going to half guard's also a good start. And Taito Avasa is now out of the Giri. And he's back up on the feet.
Okay, I'm really interested to see what Lucas Cruz does here. Because you know he got to get to the legs. And if you're Ty, oh my goodness. Like I said, I keep the lead uppercut on him, Doc, if I'm Ty.
If I'm, basically, it's lead uppercuts, it's straights, it's jabs. You're working the body, you're getting a bit of that stamina done because as soon as you lose that stamina advantage, that sub risk goes up immensely. The takedown defense so far has been perfect, even on the sub escapes have also been good so far.
Nice.
Look at that body work following through. Olenek is playing Sim Olenek right now. He's just circling around it, trying to look for an entry, but he's having no success because he needs to get stunned first for anything to happen, I feel like.
I don't know about a stun necessarily, but he's doing it right, man. Like, he's staying really reserved. He's picking at the body, and he's trying to time entries. Yeah, really, he's timed everything very, very nicely. Now, for my money, if he uses that clinch to set up some head strikes, oh my goodness,
armbar works just as well.
It does, yes, sir. Like you said, you got to mix it up, the high and the lows. He went high that time, was able to get it on the mat. Now,
that was a lovely deny.
It was. Can he get up?
Oh,
he's not going to.
Heavy man on top of you.
He's got to be careful with the heel hook when he postures back down. But
what is Ty about to do from here? If I'm Ty, oh my goodness, I'm not. Listen, I'd go full mount, but get back up.
Yeah.
Get back up. Yeah. Only grapple on your terms. Do not.
Only grapple when you've got dominant. Beautiful.
That was very, very clean. I like the way that Brazil Lucas fights. He's active with it as well. When it hits the mat, you can tell he's trying to advance. He's trying to attack positions. We'll have to see if Taito Avasa gives him too much because he's been clean up until now. But, of course, he finds himself in a horrible position and a beautiful deny. This is what we saw last time, J-Dime. From these positions, he is deadly.
Yeah, he's a grappling specialist, and right now he looks really clean on this mat right here, Doctor.
Yeah, he does. He's probably going to get the RNC. He does there.
That's a lot he took off.
I mean, it's Olenek. What do you expect? His moves are probably all 5-star there as well. Going for the arm triangle does get that denied, though. Both of them out of stam. 20 seconds left on the clock. Probably not enough time to set one up cleanly, but he may have won the round. That was a very deep sub. Took away a lot of that bar as well, Cyrus. So, that fight could go either way that round.
Yeah, doesn't even matter, to be honest with you, because the point is that if you're Alexei Olenek right now, you're going back to your corner as cool as all hell, man. You've got the first submission locked in. That was in 5 minutes. In the first 5 minutes, which is traditionally where it's the hardest to get the takedown, get the submissions sunk in at all, he's got that done. He needs one more, and the fight is over. Now, Taito Avasa, on the other hand, he was already alarmed at all hell at the pick standing across from him. He knew that this was going to be the type of fight, J-Dime, and the worst possible thing has already happened, so you know that he's going to be very concerned, and he's going to have to defend that takedown with everything he can.
Listen, this don't got anything to do with fighting, but Olenek weak-ass haircut is throwing me off. He's looking good right now, but that haircut is pissing me off right now. Losing to someone like that would upset me.
Bro, you leave that haircut alone.
50 years old. Leave the guy alone. Lovely takedown, body lock trip there. That was on the deny of the turning takedown. What he didn't do, one sprawl position was there, but going into backside Could go for an RNC or just go back down takedowns. Probably expect the RNC, I would imagine, but
This is a grappling clinic, and McNasty's good too. He's just not being allowed to do anything he wants to do right here, Doc.
Yeah.
lovely fake.
It's done.
Let's get that. Yeah.
It's actually done.
It's
No.
No. Oh my fucking god!
triangle,
Defend with
mate.
your life. Defend with your
Hardly
life.
deny that as well. That was
With your
fantastic. He
life.
would have gone into the heel hook.
oh, this is
Bro,
he's on that bed.
Does Olenek not have the DAS counter?
I'm not too sure, but what I will tell you is that Taito Avasa is taking incredible risks here this evening. He's lower stamina to start with. If I'm him, I don't move. I just deny. Because he will submit you, Jay. He will.
Oh, he's managed to stay attached. Oh my god.
I don't know how he survived a second ago. First
Uh
of all.
oh.
Oh, Ty. This is-
And now he's in Foxville.
oh, it's about.
Oh no.
Oh, never mind. It's not over. It's not over. He's got.
He drains
advantage.
the
It's not over.
stam. He maybe.
No, it's not over. It's not over.
It's
Ah,
not
good
over, no.
stuff.
Drain the stam.
McNasty going to defend with his life.
And he did.
He's-
Oh, did he stop it as well? This guy, man. I
he's
rate this
defending
guy.
with his life.
Nasty
This
is.
is a fantastic fight.
Oh
This is
my
really showcasing off the adjustments that UFC 5 has done to this
Oh my
grappling.
gosh. He's
Oh
on
my
death
God.
bed and he's has a chance to win it right now.
Heel hook.
Oh
But
my.
he's got no stam.
Oh.
He can get the drain and he'll be sorted. Yeah, he gets the backs.
He's got it. No. Oh. Nasty is a boss, man. Nasty is a bloody boss.
You're insane. Get up. Genuinely. Oh my.
Oh my god. Uh-oh. He's gonna
this
land
is-
some shots.
That's insane.
Why did you
Oh,
do
he
it, bro?
will-
Why did you
that's
do
what-
You
it?
better deny something here. Oh, good.
Oh my goodness. No, he is
Nosy.
defending with his life, guy. Like with his life right now.
Oh, look
Dodge
at that.
joke. Oh no.
And this is my favorite one. This is my favorite submission.
Oh, it's over.
He's got him.
Is he racing?
He's got him. He's done it. It's two done.
No, he's.
It's after the bell. It's done. He's
It's over.
no.
No, he desperate escaped as well.
Oh my god, he's so
He's
close.
really good at
He is-
racing.
One sec. Have they actually fixed it after the round, or was that just he
no.
escaped?
No, he
I
just
think
escaped.
he just escaped,
just
so he
escaped.
raced
Okay.
it properly. I don't know if they fixed it.
Oh my god, no. He's McNasty, win or lose. He is putting on a show. He is defending with his life. Like
This fight's insane.
McNasty has made a fan out of me, win or lose here this evening, and Brazil Lucas. I was already a fan of this guy. I knew what he brought to the table. I love his submission game, how active he is with that on the mat. And he doesn't like spam takedowns, which is the crazy things either. He sets it all up. Now this broken camera angle, I reckon, add it into the game. Don't patch this. I personally love it.
I think it's definitely going in favour of Taito Avasa right now, though.
Momentum? Do you mean?
I mean, the camera angle.
Oh, right.
itself,
oh. Oh, nice body shot.
I mean, Ty's really good with those hands. He's playing exactly the game you want to be playing.
Ooh. Oh, he got him back down.
So the good part is, it's only full guard. The bad news is Olenek does have a heel hook from this position, so you do have to still be careful.
Well, the bad news is, mate, that you're on the mat with Alexei Olenek. That's the bad
Oh my
news.
God.
That's-
That is very true. DAS joke. Nope, backside.
Oh, well.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The worst news is you're now in back mount with Alexei Olenek.
Oh.
Pick your poison. Top mount is the flavor of
The
the day.
R is the poison he wants, so drain the stam. He's going to race
over.
this
It's
by the
over.
looks
It's
of it.
over. It's over. I don't know how he gets out of this one.
yeah,
It's
it's
over. It's finally over. Oh my
Is it over?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's over.
Fine. Man, like
Jesus.
I enjoyed that fight. Like realistically.
That was a genuine
Yeah.
fight, yeah.
Yeah, it was. None of their stocks go down from this. Everyone's stock goes up from this fight.
No, 100%, man. 100%. That was that was a really fun fight. That was a really fun fight. And look, a lot of people hate on the grappling side, but how can you hate on what that guy was doing right there? He simmed Alexei Olenek. He was very, very technical. He was just so clean on the mat. It was really, really good. And honestly, what made that an incredible match? Is my kind of, well, a guy I'm going to be championing from going forward, and that's Nasty. Like, that guy's kind of commitment to getting out those submissions, Doc, like the way that he was able to get through so much of that fight when a lot of people would have been out was truly spectacular, and it made this into what was a very, very fun fight, where a lot of people would have probably crumbled pretty early against that Alexi pick.
Yeah, well, you saw the beginning around the end of round one was very much the case. If you had that last minute sub, it was very much okay. So we only need one more sub. He's shown his ability to get it. It's going to be fine. But then the second round comes in, and he's racing every sub over and over and over again, putting it off fantastically. And then they just made that round such an incredible round. That was one of the best UFC 5 rounds like I've ever seen. And then that third round was fantastic by Oleinik, timing it right, learning from mistakes in that second round where he was trying to get the sub and ended up being raced. He waited for the transition when the stand was low and then got that sub that way. Perfect read, perfect adjustment there, Jay.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though Lucas Cruz won, I want to see McNasty fight somebody. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really want to see him. I want to see him do good. I can't lie to you.
No, for sure. I look forward to seeing what he's able to do in the cage next, because not many people are going to go in there with that sort of pedigree on the mat like Brazil Lucas has. I remember this guy's name. He's new to the promotion, but I remembered him when I saw his name pop up here from what he was able to do last time, which was basically that. I feel like he's done this every single time. He's worked an incredibly technical grappling game and submitted them in quick succession. But with all of that being said, we are going to be going straight on to the next one, and J-Dime, it is a fun one at that. It is going to be FSK Driz up against Tia. These two guys matching up in welterweight. They're going interesting picks. I believe this is the debut of the one and only Ian Machado, Gary? Yes, that's the one. Up against Anthony fucking goddamn Pettis, Jay. Fun ass fight, although a big height and reach advantage to Ian.
Yeah, I'm going to say this before he pick Anthony Pettis. Do not change his shorts to red. Don't do nothing like that. Just
yellow.
Yeah, please just be normal.
While we do take a couple of moments as these guys load in, another shout out, V Payne, coming through here this evening. We appreciate the support, my man, giving out 2 gifted subs. Why don't I go to J-Dime? J-Dime getting that gifted sub.
Yeah, I appreciate Payne. I appreciate him, man. Payne's a goat.
He is. Got a brilliant win earlier on here this evening. He fought in OFC, won the belt, I do believe.
Ooh. Why so tall? Godly. It's
yeah,
weird.
Ian Gary is just massive. It is mental.
Yeah, like, and then I'm thinking about Anthony Pettis wants to fight on the outside. You can't do that against Ian Gary because Ian wants to do that, and he's the bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, body work by both of them. The teeps are coming out by Anthony Pettis. He's trying to create some of that distance, but those straights of Ian Gary are just clipping him at the very end of his reach, and then he's just able to land every shot, it seems.
Yeah, speed, power, and footwork. Ian is a sensational pick, and you got to remember, Driz has some of the most phenomenal combinations in UFC 4 and UFC 5, and he is out here this evening looking to utilize superior footwork, timing, and combinations. And so far, he has had El Kukui just completely and utterly on the back burner, already shooting double legs. Out here, J-Dime, easily defended by Driz as he's trying to put on a masterclass here this evening.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's going to win, but it looks like there's levels to this game right now. Driz is comfortable. Ian Gary is in the driver's seat, Doctor.
Definitely does seem so. Even in like clinch work, you can tell that Driz is highly sophisticated in high fight IQ, just working that body and then working the head straight afterwards, dodging these shots a lot of the time as well. It just seems like Driz is gliding upon, and Pettis is going to have to really make a big adjustment coming into the second half of this round right now, Joe.
Yeah, I'm just... This fight looks unfair. I wouldn't have picked Anthony Pettis. If I was him, I don't know who I'd pick, but not Anthony Pettis against Ian Gary.
This is the thing. Everybody, when people pick Anthony Pettis, it's always in matchups that you're like, I don't know if that's the matchup for Anthony, right? Like that's always the case. and they make it work. He's starting to dig to the body. He has got a stamina advantage, and we are just past the first half of the first round, but the damage is too much, dog. He gets clipped and sat down once again as Driz is looking to punish him with every second he can.
Yeah, it's a mixture of those. That lead hook is really doing some damage. Lovely takedown defense again, though. Looking to work that body. He needs that body and then goes straight up to the head as well, hoping that his opponent wants to block the body. But so far, it's getting that lead hook landing. The block is being worked. The stand's being worked. Driz is just put on a masterclass here, whilst Pettis is just trying to work out where the adjustments to make so far.
Man. Oh my God. Here's the thing. I don't know what I'd do right here if I was him, but I'll just give him a compliment on his gamer tag. I like the El Kokoi gamer tag, but he looks like the real life El Kokoi right now, Cyrus.
The thing is, most of the time when somebody says that, I would be saying that's a compliment, but I know that J-Time's out here insulting this man, and I cannot stand for it, my man. I cannot stand for it. He is still out here. He is still fighting for his life.
Past round one, the most difficult round to get past.
He did. We'll have to see. You know, once again, Doc, the name of the game is adjustments, and goddamn adjustments. And El Kukui out here, he's going to be throwing sand in Ian's eye. He may be throwing a couple of capoeira kicks out there. We'll have to see how he bounces back. But one thing is for sure, and that's that he needs to find a way to land big damage and quickly.
Yeah, definitely. So far, the head health is massively different. You can just see the head health of Ian Gowrie is quite high, whilst Pettis has less than his block. And you've got to imagine that if you're Pettis right now, maybe try a grapple, shoot a couple takedowns. The double leg bail still exists, so there is that opportunity, but the uppercut landing there. Looking to drop him once more, but he manages to stay alive.
Man, it's looking bad for Anthony Pettis. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know what I'd do if I was Anthony Pettis, but at least you're not getting beat up as bad as Neil Magny did against him.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've got I'm Too Lit to play right now, saying that he'd have to play flawless with Pettis to win, or he could just do what Pettis did to Wonderboy, and that's find an opportunity. Don't talk about that. He is getting
for that one.
He is getting the brakes beat off him right now, though. You know, fair play to him for sticking in there, trying to kind of keep himself present, looking for the opportunities. He is, Doc, but goddamn, is Driz on fire right now. He's on fire, man.
Yeah. Takedown defense is perfect. Lead hooks, the way he's landing each shot is perfectly timed. He's just causing some utter chaos with Paul Pettis over here, who's just like, I'm hoping to land something that's going to work, but so far I'm the one just being beaten up here.
Throw in the towel. Throw that towel in right now, corner. Dang, okay. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be having to have words, I imagine, with the referees, because he got a steady and sustained beatdown for the entirety of that fight. I mean, Jesus, man. Jesus. Anthony Pettis was hardly able to get going due to the absolutely spectacular pace that Ian put on him. Driz showcasing for himself and his camp here this evening. ATB saying early stoppage. Goddamn, goddamn. This man wants to see a dead body. We will. I mean, look, craziness, man. This prelims went by very, very quickly. Yeah, it went by very quickly. We still have here this evening another, what is that? 6 fights. So we're halfway. We're halfway through, Doc. That's a good old run in, my man. We're gonna be having EK Kahan up against what remains of John Africa. As we get back into that main card. Obviously, one that has not been mentioned here this evening, or 2 that has not been mentioned. I think we'll take a quick second to touch upon them right now. That's what remains of Vuck up against the Hit Squad's very own, the Pug, and of course KM Mix-Ups up against AKA Dave J-Dime. There's some really fun matchups. Especially for me, I really like the Mix-Ups and Dave's matchup. Like that one kind of stands out to me, especially with the way that Dave has been, performing recently. We will say he's kind of running hot or running cold. I feel like this guy's running hot right now.
Yeah, I like that. I like that matchup a lot. The KM Mix-Ups and the David matchup, it's a great matchup. Like, on paper, it's a real good matchup, and Mix-Ups is probably mad that he got beat for the title right now, so he's trying to work his way back up. He'll need a few fights, but still, this is a great matchup to get him back in the loop. And the Vuck, versus Pug fight, no disrespect, Pug, I don't think it's that good of a fight, Pug. I don't think that. Like, I think on paper it's not. He can prove me wrong, but on paper that does not look like a great matchup.
Pug is a man that purely lives to prove his haters wrong in these fights. He feeds off it. When somebody doubts him, he likes to showcase that you should never be doubting the Pug when he steps into the cage, but he does have a tall task ahead of him up against what remains of Vuk Gaming. Vuk is obviously an incredible competitor, been in or amongst that top for so goddamn long. I cannot wait to see it, and of course we have co-mains and main events which really stand out. We will get right into those, but what we will be doing for right now is taking a 60-second interim to get these guys and make sure everything's set up to go into this main card. So stick with us, grab yourself a little refreshments, and we will be back in quite literally 60 seconds to get on with the rest of Primetime 180. What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? We are back in those 60 seconds as promised. The main card of Primetime 118 is set and ready to go. As you have seen, if you have been with us through the prelims, joining me in the commentary booth, the ones, the onlys, J-Dime TV, Dr. Goddamn Who. Lads, an incredible night of fights, many names that would have been headlining previous shows in the past. We've seen fighting on the prelims here this evening, but as we approach this main card, it is killer's row, the who's who of where you are in the division. And quite honestly, this is one of those kind of sleeper cards where we have a fight just before the co-main that's going to be setting us up for that main card fight. J-Dime, the winner between Ripe, as you will see on the graphic now, and Goated, will be going up against AKA MG for that interim belt. It adds an extra kind of variable to tonight's card. It adds a little bit of a difference, a little bit of a turn or twist in tonight's event. I'm really anticipating that first fight, but mainly to find out who's going to be fighting in that main event, my man. Both fights are incredible bouts, but the way that they line up and the fact that we've got to go through that first fight, and these guys have got to get really into a war before they even have the opportunity to fight for the interim belt.
Yeah, but at least when we do that, someone earned that title shot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And look, ultimately, Smudger being the best for a very long time, people have to challenge, obviously, for that, right? They have to really go for that opportunity for him. And it's not often. This man is sick right now, and I can attest or say that is something I have been struggling with myself. I hope in a speedy recovery, but we will see who is the next best in that division, who can attain that gold. And they're going through the gauntlet, like we said. So whoever wins here this evening is going to be primed and ready for the biggest fight of their entire career. But with all of that being said, this very first fight here this evening, Doc, is between two pure savages in the PlayStation division. It is ranked number 7, EK Kahan, up against what remains of John Africa. Two guys that have been around the entirety of the scene for some time now. Kahan a little bit newer to Primetime MMA, but We've seen John Africa. He's a guy that doesn't mind too much talking the talk. I've seen a couple of voice notes from him recently, saying about like he's willing to something about the change of picks or fighter picks or whatever it was, but he believes and backs himself.
I think he allowed Kahan to change picks or something.
Right,
Like they
okay.
originally chose different ones.
I could be wrong, and I'm sure they'll correct me, but I believe what happened is Kahan banned Alex Pereira, and they did their picks, and then he wanted to change to Alex Pereira, and John Africa, for some reason, agreed to that.
He must be confident.
Yeah, he must be.
Yeah,
bro.
you have to be confident because Pereira is just not someone that you've seen in countless title fights with Smudger. Pereira's a difficult fucking pick to deal with. Like, he's genuinely a nightmare because of that power. Usman probably makes it easier now that he's in middleweight, but even then, it's a bit insane.
Man, but I do believe John Africa's a really smart guy, so obviously he knew what he was doing. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. I still don't think that's the smartest thing what he did, but
definitely not.
But there got to be a method to the madness, though.
That he doesn't want to deal with a grappler, maybe? And was it a previous grappling pick, maybe? I don't know. I mean, this type of matchup definitely earns itself to having a bit more technique. But again, Pereira in that power, you can really brute force it. But John Africa right now, he is coming out and just putting on a clinic, timing his shots beautifully, keeps the body work. You can see the long-term stam already having a hefty chunk out of it, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure. Working that body is going to pay dividends later on in this fight if it gets there. But of course, that left hand of Alex Pereira can do work if he really starts, hitting it home. It doesn't take too many to really equalize the playing field. That power truly is the great equalizer. But Kahan's like he's crafty as well, Jay. That's the thing I was going to say. John Africa doing so well, but look how crafty Kahan is, just finding ways and adjusting real time to get that damage in.
Yeah, and it's scary if you're John Africa because he has to play damn near perfect because you could be whooping Alex Pereira's ass. He land that hook, now you're out, doctor.
It really is. It's Pereira's hook. I mean, a couple of them can really just cause a doctor stoppage as well, especially if they land cleanly, so you've got to be more wary of that. But again, I mean, Izzy's ability, he's having more success in Orthodox, I do have to say. Like, every time he's gone into Southpaw, he's getting clipped a bit more. But you can definitely understand why he's wanting to play at switch stance. Create a different angle, get a different approach to how that lead hand interacts.
Yeah, and the thing about, anybody that switches stances, you have favored strikes from, or favorite kind of combinations from each stance. And John Africa definitely has them. And when he switches back to that southpaw stance, he uses the kind of rear leg front kick, if that makes sense, a push kick, and he uses it to kind of get a little bit of distance on his opponent, as well as those spinning elbows. But he's definitely a lot more technical from southpaw. Kahan, on the other hand, he's a marauder, man. Like, he isn't stopping, Jay. He's been in his face the entire time. He feels like that damage will ultimately be the deciding factor if he continues to land on, obviously, Izzy.
Yeah, but I love the way John Africa getting in and he's getting out, getting stamina.
For sure. A little technical issue there. Hopefully that'll fix itself out. Yeah, Discord's a funny thing, man. Discord's a funny thing.
It really, really is.
Go on, Doc. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, it's John Africa's technical. Is right now the fight is is not brawling, but more, as you mentioned, marauder, walking forward, looking to put that pressure on, versus Izzy's more technical, looking to pitter-patter shots across the board, and that's kind of the way it's going. Those clinch works by John Africa are beautiful, especially with that elbow there.
Yeah, I mean, John Africa right now trying to be the mixed martial arts version of Muhammad Ali. He's out here trying to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Obviously, trying not to get hit as much as possible up against that massive equalizing power of Alex Pereira. And he's doing a really good job of, as mentioned, Jay, attacking the body. I don't want to go on about it too much, but he's doing it so fucking well, man. So well.
Fighting so clean, giving him different looks, different angles, getting heads, then getting out, doctor.
Ooh. Yeah, the uppercut there, just as you said, getting out, and you managed to get hit by the uppercut. But he's doing well. 3 minutes left of this round so far. He's arguably leading it. Lovely elbows there, especially those elbows. The way he's engaging that clinch is definitely doing stuff. Probably going to be looking for a takedown though now. Get a bit of mix up. But lovely get up and back onto the feet, leading the fight. And again, if you're John Africa, it's just about maintaining this style and making any slight adjustments that you do see start to happen. And that's going to be the trickiest part here, especially given Pereira's power.
Nice. When Alex starts to use that front leg to keep Izzy, he's pressing him against the cage, but my goodness, that left hand of John Africa landing with vicious intent, able to get a takedown. Left hook Larry strikes again, J-Dime. But John Africa, obviously, with the Izzy pick, doesn't want to grapple too much normally. But up against Alex, smart move for him, especially when you know that, John Africa's got those grappling chops to go with the striking.
Yeah, John Africa has a great game plan. Like, I like the fight. I like what they're doing right now, Doctor.
Yeah, it is a fantastic game plan IQ here. It's like, okay, so I've won the first round using striking, so he's going to make a couple of reads, he's going to make some adjustments, and I've spent the first half to the second. Let's mix in some grappling, let's give this a try, let's see if I can land any damage down here, because I've won that round, so I won the second round, I've won the first, and so let's see if I can get any more damage, make it easier for me in the third, and also this is a fairly safe way of getting more damage done because your opponent is forced to be on the defensive end and not necessarily be aggressive.
Yeah, and look, grappling actually works on cuts more than the striking does, stand-up striking, because you're able to target some of those locations with some of the hammer fists and or elbows. But the main thing is that he's just continued to weather that stamina of Kahan, and going into this third round, he's almost kind of stuck in the mud. He hasn't got really much left to go. He's got to hope that power lands, because otherwise it's going to be this. Izzy, one-way pressure to the final bell, Jay. Like, he's turning it up now. He can see that he's got him right where he wants him.
Man, I think Alex has to go after him at this point. I think he's down 20-18, and now it's now or never, Doc.
Yeah, it's definitely now or never. It's walk forward, you use that lead hook, you look to possibly get a dodge to stoppage, as I mentioned earlier on. It only takes about 5 to 10 lead hooks, I swear, just to get a dodge to stoppage. That lead teep pushing him forward, and now it's just a case you walk forward, you look for those big counters, because you can trade still, even with this head health, I would argue.
Good count, nice. Ooh, nice body shot.
The way that he's done it without being attacked, like, he's not been punished for any of these body shots yet. And it's due to the way that he's just varying how he's doing it, Doc. Like, everybody knows to uppercut in response, right? Like, you just can't catch him. You can't catch John.
Oh my God.
John is him.
I know.
Oh my God. This is torture. No, he's trying to torture him. No, he's actually trying to torture him, because he could have just stopped the fight. He could have jumped on him, but now, is he going to sub him?
He needs one more.
The first armbar.
Oh, this is called torture right here. Oh my God, now we're back in.
And the stamina difference from all that body work from that drop there also, it leads itself into the favour of submissions. If he can get 1 or 2 denies here, doesn't manage to hold top mount, but he's got side control, he can go back to that position. This massive stamina difference again, it's so key for any type of grappling here.
Doc, he doesn't need a denial, bro. He gets one submission locked in, he can just race the man and win.
Yeah.
Like, he's so far ahead right now.
Oh my goodness.
Like, the only man that can beat John Africa at this stage is John Africa. If he just plays it right, like, he's on to an easy W, Jay. Like,
he's cruising. He is cruising right now. This is.
I'm trying to go.
He is. What did Kahan do to him? Because now he's just torturing him.
I don't know. It definitely feels like something. And he gets it.
Oh my.
Wow.
Performance of the night.
Yeah.
Performance of the night right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that was easy work. That was a perfect game plan, a perfect fight from John Africa. He made a statement with that.
Absolutely.
For seeing how Kahan has fought previously, that shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have looked as easy as that. It really shouldn't, and yet somehow John Africa has come out and played every step of that margin to a T.
Yeah.
He's perfect striking, perfect body work, perfect distance management, perfect takedown shots, and then to add it all on top of it, perfect submissions there. Like every step of the way, he played fantastically well, and yeah, that was impressive as all hell.
Well, Primetime 118, showcasing to be one of the better cards of the year so far. Absolutely killer's row, top to bottom. All of these guys showcasing that they belong to be on the big show. And, you know, we knew that this card was going to be great when we were looking at those prelims. We saw the names that were mixed in there. Then you scan a little bit up and you're like, God damn, these are some fucking really, really good matchups. EKK hand up against what remains John Africa was the perfect way to kick off this main card. Obviously, was largely John Africa's night here this evening as he now advances to 4-1 on a 4-fight winning streak. He's going to be trying to get himself in with those title talks in or amongst the near future, but of course a little bit of a logjam at the top of that division right now. We're going to have to see how that all unfolds with the main card here this evening and what happens when Smudger returns. But for right now, we move on to another crazy ass PlayStation fight. Tonight is almost the night of PlayStation matchups, to be quite honest with you. It's what remains of Vuck, who is 5-2, going up against Hit Squad's very own The Pug. Now, J-Dime, you said it earlier on, you put a little bit of disrespect on the name of The Pug. You said that, you know, on paper, this may not be the best matchup. You think it may be going to be an easy night for Vuck? Is that what I'm hearing, my man?
Okay. First of all, I didn't disrespect him. It came from a place of endearment and respect. But on paper, it looks like they should not be in the same octagon. I can't help but say that. But that don't mean that Vuck is going to win. That's what it looks like from the outside in.
Well, the typical styles of the Pug is very much if you strike, he grapples. If you grapple, he strikes. That's typically the way you see how Pug fights these fights. Because as soon as he's very much adaptive, he makes those adjustments, and that's the key thing to whatever fight is. So whatever fight he's fighting, he just does the opposite of what they want to be doing. So in this fight, imagine, especially with the Moreno pick here, he's going to be wanting to keep this on the feet, use that heavy boxing, use those kicks and teeps, possibly the uppercuts included there, to really work that stamina and cause the chaos on the feet. Vuck, on the other hand, most likely wants to be playing exactly what you saw in Pantoja versus Royale IRL, of taking that back, working the submissions, and then looking for that finish on the mat here tonight.
Now, I know this is probably too much, me thinking too much of the game, but is this actually a smaller cage? Like, in real life, the Apex is a smaller cage. I feel like this is.
I think it is. I think it was the same case in 4 as well.
And if that is the case, Pug may have just been low-key trying to get this advantage the entire goddamn time, because this man is the only man that fights in the Apex, and he does it on the regular. He obviously prefers it here. He likes the he wants to be able to hear the, you know, his leg ricochet off his opponent's head should he land it. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Crazy. Good takedown from Vuck Gaming. J-Dime, this is kind of where he wants to be in all fights. Doesn't matter the opponent, doesn't matter what they bring to the table. If he can get the fight to the mat in top control, he's going to make their night very, very difficult.
Yeah, good denial from Pug. If I'm Pug, I cannot panic here. I have to be patient. Do not give Vuck anything to work with, Doctor.
Yeah, you really want to be saying really careful, keeping all your denies in check. Like, I'm shocked. I thought he was going to get like a Kimura reversal, but no, he just got straight into the back take. Back. Okay. Well, the tides have been turned. I think it's definitely the way to say it here. Pug being the one on top, looking to engage in the grappling. Vuck now being the one to get up instead of going for maybe the full guard, taking it back, does try to, but get us denied. Back into the striking realm. Interesting engagement.
Goddamn-lutely. The Pug trying to represent Hit Squad. He has made big adjustments on his striking over recent seasons, but right now he's kind of getting clipped in the pocket a little bit more than you would anticipate. Vuck being incredibly active and precise with those hands, both throwing at a high volume and also landing at a high volume so far in this fight, J-Dime. That's going to be very promising for the camp of What Remains and Vuck as he goes into the rest of this fight. The fact that he can throw so much and continually land.
Yeah, and I want to give credit to the WR camp because John Africa does a great job constructing these game plans, and it's a lot of killers that are getting better every day in that camp.
Absolutely, there is. They're a camp that formed definitely one of the newer camps on the block, but they have cut their teeth in the leagues, much like Primetime MMA. We've seen, I believe they've got a couple of guys being represented now in the ESFL in the more recent season. I know that these guys had a good run in OFC earlier on here tonight, and yeah, they're doing work, man. They're doing work. They're very active. Like you say, the game plans are always evident. They stick to it as well, which is what I really like to see, Doc. You know, it's one thing having some guys giving you the kind of little secrets to a victory, but it's another thing that all of these guys seem to be able to implement that so well, and they stick to those game plans. It's evident in the way that each fight from their fighters looks so different, and seems to be tailor-made to the opponent they're fighting.
Yeah, most definitely. And that first round's interesting to note because it's 28 out of 80 strikes for Pug, and then it was about 50 out of 80 for Vuck. You can definitely the hit accuracy of both these dudes right now is definitely a different story, and that seems to be what Vuck's wants to be doing. He's wanting to play that long range game, slowly pick shots. He doesn't want to get into a brawl with Pug because he knows that he's probably not going to win that, and that's a beautiful takedown. Hopefully he's going to have a bit more success than he did in the first round is the idea here. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Trying in that stamp. The backside is the quicker position, but you got to time it right. But the denial like that isn't going to be doing it. He gets it now. One more sub most likely is going to get him to tab, but rolling into backside could go straight for the RNC if you feel risky enough. Or back mount is definitely a good idea as well.
No.
Vuck, looking very focused, looking very calculated, sticking to the script, as we mentioned earlier on here this evening. And with that, he has now got an RNC and a victory. Beautiful work by Vuck Gaming. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Showcasing his skills here this evening on Primetime MMA. An absolute menace in the division and making his name and What Remains name continue to be ever more relevant in this division. They're a fantastic camp, and thoroughly impressed with what Vuck did here this evening. For a guy that's been around for a long time, Jay, for a guy that we've seen have amazing and just truly phenomenal performances in the past, this was one of those ones that still took me back a little bit in the way that he was so calculated in his approach, how good he looked in doing that up against Pug.
Yeah, and let me say this. Here's the thing. I know, Pug, it sounded like I was disrespecting you. I wasn't. I'm just saying, on paper, it looked like you was going to get your ass whooped. On paper, that's what it looked like. And I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong about that. But do not blame me. Blame whoever matched you up with him. I'm playing. Let's get to the next fight.
On a serious note, right, that fight, Pug is, or was, undefeated at this point in the season. You got to give the guy props. He's been around a long time, gets a little bit of hate from time to time, but he's a dangerous opponent for virtually anybody that matches up with him. I feel like him, and honestly, like, to draw this comparison a little bit, Doc, I actually see a little bit of similarities between not necessarily the fighting style, but in terms of the trajectories of these guys' kind of performances and careers, is the Pug and Dave, who we're about to see in this next fight, up against KM Mixups. They're either 100% on, or not.
It is sometimes the case. It's really interesting when you see those fighters, especially, because sometimes they come out and put on some massive performances that you just don't know how they pulled off given some of the losses they have on their record, and you do have to wonder sometimes. But again, it's the way fighting works. Sometimes you come in, sometimes your style can completely decimate someone, and then other times that style can get you completely killed at the same time. And as Jay mentioned with the WR guys, they very much adapt, they change, and that's kind of what has let them be in that position so long, like Buck did there. Like you noticed in that first round, the grappling wasn't really working, so he ditched it and went for that striking take. But then he decided, okay, let's retry this, because Buck needed a different mindset, and so that's how he got it in the second round. It's all about those game plans, that fight IQ, and that's what a camp like WR especially has got really good at as you've seen him grow and adapt right now.
Yeah, and Buck has came a long way from when he first showed up to PT. He was just grappler at first. Now he's developed hands, not even just pressure. He can fight on his back foot now. He can fight patient. Like, his game has continued to develop, especially when he joined WR.
Yeah, absolutely. God damn, absolutely, man. That's one of the cleaner performances. It's actually funny you say that, Jay. Like, I remember when he first started competing here, due to the way that he fought and being more grapple heavy and stuff like that, I think we introduced him as like one of the most hated fighters.
He was.
Yeah,
I remember it.
He was like, because he was coming in. He had a lot of hate on him. I remember when he joined the league, he was going at people, in the chats and that, and he's become a bit of a beloved figure now, over the years, as he's continued to advance his game, continue to win people over with performances just like that. And I very, very much look forward to seeing what he's able to do in the future here. It's funny to think that the beginning is only just here. With that being said, though, lads, we have had an incredible night so far, and we have an incredible night planned still to go. We have 4 fights of pure madness set for your viewing pleasure. KM Mix-Ups, one of my favorite fighters to see step into that cage. As his name suggests, he likes to mix it up, and he does that better than anybody else. He's looking to go in there up against the hot or cold, aka Dave, representing himself, his camp, and all of the work that they have put in to this point, going into this lightweight bout here this evening, Doc.
Yeah, Mix-Ups is a man who... he's insane, is the easiest way to say it. This man is notorious in all aspects. He's very well rounded. He's part of the KM camp, and those are a group of people who are primarily strikers. But Mix-Ups is a grappler. Like, he's more aimed towards that grappling. So you end up with very much a style that's very well rounded and very effective in all aspects, including the clinch, which he's not scared to engage in, unlike a lot of people on the track being called cheesy or other types of words. Jay.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I feel like when you're considered cheesy, there's a freedom here where you can do what you want, because you don't care what they think. You just want to win at the end of the day, Cyrus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And MK Dave showing that he may be on fire here this evening, Doctor, as he lands that left hand and sits down Mix-Ups very, very quickly. We saw it earlier, though. He can't get too carried away. Early success is not the fight won. And as a result, he's got to dig deep now and continue to land damage without allowing Charlie Olives back into this fight.
Yeah, the power of Volkanovski definitely seems to be Dave's game plan here so far. He landed a kick very early on that took about half the head health of Charles Oliveira for it to recover, so that may have aided in that hook, but that's still a knockdown early on can do some serious damage, especially to the confidence. But Mix-Ups is still willing to go forward like a madman. Getting that clinch and now trying to get the takedown from here is the idea. You've got to imagine, Joe.
Yeah, and Mix-Ups needed that because Dave on fire. Dave showed up and already put him down. This slows down momentum a little bit, Cyrus.
Absolutely, it does. But of course, Mix-Up's now finding himself in the grappling exchanges with 2 minutes 45. That is a lot of time to work. He can equalize the playing field. But Dave, man, Dave looking zoned in. He's doing the right things. He's staying patient. He's defending. He knows the danger that he's in right now, Doc. Although he does give up a back take right there.
Yeah, but now back sitting is a very dangerous position to be in for either one of these guys. You've got the armbar, you've got the RNC, which are very high level on Oliveira, but the back sitting take can also lead to that Darce choke, which then can go to that back flat. These suds open up so many different positions that you have to just be mindful of, especially when you've got someone like Oliveira on top of you.
Oh, back to... oh, good defense. That's great defense by David.
Oh!
She got the spear!
What?
He went full edge on this guy.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And the denial. Not able to get the second one.
And trouble.
Woo!
I mean, so the good part about this, Dave, is due to the patch of the negative GA being gone, it does make transitions a lot easier there. But again, Full guard, Oliveira, just get out of there is always the case. Taunting.
Oh,
The one thing you got to understand is that Mix-Ups fights at his best when he feels disrespected, and that's what just happened right there. He got taunted by Alexander Volkanovski, and Mix-Ups got plus 10 to every single stat. Another shout out to King Jon Snow. We appreciate all the love here this evening, my guys, coming through with 100 biddies. Oh, and the knee, that's at the end, Jay.
oh,
Jesus.
At the end, that was a good round for him until the knee hit him at the end.
Oh, this has been a war already. Both of them getting stunned equally amount, it seems. Dave leading the fight, I would say. The power of Volkanovski is definitely making itself stated, but that does not mean by any means you can't out Mix Up. This man has got 2 title shots for a reason, and he can still come out of nowhere and put on a performance if he wants to, especially given the fact he's Charles Oliveira. This guy's getting knocked down, he comes out, he brawls again, and he manages to get the win consistently.
Oh.
So.
that opened up a cut around his eye. He hasn't moved his head well. He was taking shots too clean.
My goodness. Nice.
Oh, nice. Nice. Straight takedown. That was beautiful.
Silky, goddamn smooth. Mix-Ups gets overexcited. Oh, Jesus, man. That thing has genuinely saved more lives than seatbelts. I mean, the fact it keeps people in fights. Oh!
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Oh.
Das choke. Now could go to back sitting. He'll go for the Das. Does go for it. Dame no reading it fantastically. Getting into side control. Do have the full guard again as the issue, but decides he doesn't want to do that this time.
Yeah, you know Dave was all over it last time. Didn't want to get it. Moving, trying to keep a flowy state to this. Oh, he defends that. Can he go for the Kimura? He doesn't. He decides to separate. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. That boy Dave. That boy Dave. Oh, Dad, the boy
God.
Dave. Oh. Ew. That was a statement, wasn't it?
Oh my fucking God. That was a statement? Damn right that was a statement right there, bro. He just did that to Mix-Ups, J-Dime. He did that to Mix-Ups, bro. Fucking Mix-Ups. He just went out there and Dave, bro, all 100% on, all 100% off. He was all on here this evening. Maybe has cracked the code to becoming a very consistent high-level player. Because as you can see, when he's on, fuck me, bro, he looks great. He looks great.
Yeah, and hold on. And also, he also said after the win, this is a statement, this is his interview. He said, clinch me now, go to sleep later. Did I read that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, clinch me now, go to sleep later. That's his official, that's his post-fight press conference, his interview. That's what he said.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Well, guys, edge of your seat action all the way through tonight's card, Primetime 118, living up to all the hype and some. But with that being said, we move on to the first stage of the twist here this evening, Doc. We are going to be having Ripe up against SVG, Goated. And he, or they, the winner of that matchup, will be stepping into the main event here this evening to fight for the interim belt up against the one and only aka MG, a man that's been biding his time and waiting patiently for this opportunity. It's going to be an incredible sequence of events here this evening. You know that personally, Ripe MMA is one of my favorite fighters to watch fight on these cards. But I know this SVG camp, I know that they're unorthodox, I know that they bring it each and every time, and given the way that these guys match up, I'm expecting pure fireworks in it. I don't know who's going to be challenging for that main event here this evening, who's going to be challenging for the interim belt, but God, I can't wait to find out, bro. I can't wait to find out. We don't have to wait any longer.
Yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bantamweight. Marlon Vera up against Peter Yan. Peter Yan, obviously an incredible boxer, Jay. Can chop down with that leg kick. There's some weird little sambo wrestling mixed in as well, but Marlon Vera, one of the slept-on picks of the division still, I believe. People don't pick or use him as much as you'd think.
Yeah, very durable too.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Well, slow and steady is probably going to be the idea here for Cheeto Vera. He's a slow starter, but as soon as you can get going, that's the way. You just got to weather the spawn or as Peter Yan to begin with, especially with his boxing pressure. Ripe's wanting to be on that fat
Oh
back
my.
foot,
Oh my
but
god.
those blitzing combos are wild.
Yeah. Right hand to the body. He's landed it twice already. The spin kick as well. He's trying to target that body, J-Dime.
Yeah, but I like Ripe. Ripe is making his reads. I like Ripe is being patient. He just gotta survive this storm from Peter Yan. Don't panic. Get your back off that cage too. Oh, nice. Another one. Ooh.
Jeez, man. SVG goated, trying to put on a remember the name sort of performance here this evening. Ripe MMA, so composed. He's a cerebral fighter. Ice runs through this man's veins. And although he's not having a lot of success, Doc, you can see that he is he's trying to decode what his opponent is bringing to the cage here this evening.
Yeah, he's just slow and methodical in his approach, just trying to work out where the counters are,
Oh
what the
my-
shots are, but
He gotta wake up.
Jesus.
He's fighting like Cheeto for real. Cheeto don't wake up till later. He's actually fighting like him right now.
Body works nice, but
Yeah.
Peter Yan's coming back at it though himself.
Absolutely. You know, the PDN's going to start using some uppercuts to try and counter some of those body uppercuts of Ripe MMA. But Ripe MMA doing some of the right stuff now. That rock did wake him up a little bit, as J-Time was calling for a moment ago. He's getting active with the hands. The thing is, Jay, that the block is kind of fucked right now for Ripe. He can't really take too many on the block.
I agree. He got to use his feet.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, that's their end, not ours, guys. We can only
oh,
apologize. I can hear them. I know that you guys don't have volume, but I can hear them. I almost kind of want to refresh real quick because that's mad. Apologize, lads. We are back. Oh!
And
Oh,
he's
we-
waking up.
Oh, okay.
Got back at the right time. We did not want to be the first audio-only edition of Primetime MMA.
That's crazy. Yo. That's like listening on the radio.
This fight is back and forth. Cheeto Vera now finally woken up and he's coming to try put some damage on. But Yan's walking forward like he did in UFC 4 and just swinging every shot he can. The uppercut landing there, getting another one. And now he's so close to getting finished. A lovely deny though as the round ends.
Beautiful.
Jeez. Great round.
Yeah, back and forth. I mean, both guys landing a lot, but Peter Yan definitely getting the better of that round. Cheeto Vera typically wakes up from the second and third round, so I expect this is where we're going to see Ripe MMA really try to take his game to the next level. They're going to touch them up, J-Dime, and they're going to start it out much like they ended the last one. Very quickly, my man. Very quick.
Ooh, them uppercuts. That's what he's having success with, is them uppercuts at the end of combos. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oh.
that's real bad. That's real bad for Ripe
it's
MMA.
very bad. It's very bad. Oh my. Oh. Oh my goodness. Where's your block at?
He left it at home. He's going to utilize superior head movement and footwork to land those counters. The writing may be on the wall, but if anybody can do it, it is Ripe MMA. He's cut from a different cloth. He's able to dig deep, and he's going to need to. Because look at these combinations, Doctor, non-stop from Peter Yan.
Yeah, he's just causing some absolute havoc here by Peter Yan. He's playing the quintessential how you want to be playing in UFC 4. In fact, it's weird to see that you can still play the style.
It still works.
It still works. Yeah, exactly. It still works. It's still doing some utter chaos.
I do think the Ripe MMA was maybe just kind of caught taking pictures early, and there was a couple of flurries that put him in a bad spot.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, he's. Oh, my goodness. He's. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
How is he still on his
Yeah.
feet? Genuinely.
He's just so tough.
Fucking hell. I wouldn't be throwing those kicks if I'm goated. I'm just continuing this boxing pressure.
Don't take too many risks. Just continue pouring on that pressure. I agree with you, Doc.
Yeah, it's just that case of just walk forward and play Yan how you were playing him before. You can win that engagement. Oh my god.
The fact that Wright keeps going to the body when his head is this fucked is like, it's worrying, man. It's worrying.
This is over, right?
It's gotta be
Dang.
lovely.
Dang.
Woo!
Jesus.
SVG goated punches himself an opportunity at his first look at Primetime Gold. He will be fighting in the main event here this evening up against AKAMG in what is scheduled to be an incredible main event. This man is warmed up, and as you have seen right there, J-Dime, so dialed in, so laser focused with a singular task at mind, and that was to get through this fight and get upwards and that opportunity at that main event. With the punching of that ticket, he now has a couple of moments to center himself, a couple of moments to compose himself with his camp and come together and, you know, get a game plan to try and take on MG now that that opportunity is finally at their fingertips.
Man, SVG goated put on a great performance. It was back and forth, but it's that pressure, and he did what he had to do. He proved not even that he just wanted it more. He was the better fighter.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. Sorry, bro. Okay, so that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't believe, unfortunately, the co-main event.
Maybe.
Well,
it depends.
Speak now or forever hold your peace, brother, because we're at that moment in the card.
I was gonna say, so I'm currently, so we do have someone to be a replacement if we wanted to. He was originally booked in the previous #1 contender, so we could get him in. That'd be Frosty MMA.
Get him in there, brother. Get him in there. So we do not have Keza in this co-main event. He's fumbled his goddamn opportunity. So we are going to be having Frosty answering the call on short notice, going up against the Natural Born Killers. I hope that's what their name stands for. MBK, Mazzy. Mazzy obviously willing and ready to take on absolutely anybody. He wants that opportunity to be challenging for the gold, and this is his big moment, man. This is his big moment. So these guys are just getting scheduled up. Are they already set to go? Or
Nope, it's literally just happened now.
Then fair's goddamn enough. We are going to need a new link for them as well, guys, just to let the guys in the back know. But as we get to this point, we'll take this opportunity, okay? We'll have a little bit of a look at some of these, and I'd be interested to find out from you guys in the chat what your picks are from for each one of these. Fight of the night, performance of the night, knockout of the night, submission of the night. Who have you guys got? I feel like at least for
performance of the night, John Africa, sub of the night.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, Vux probably, and then fight of the night has to go to Lucas and his opponent, because those two.
Yeah. Hey,
put
wait,
on
it's
the best.
McNasty. Say his name. Say his name.
McNasty, yeah, there you go. Sorry, apologies.
Yeah, for sure, man. Absolutely, I agree with those. We got, I mean, a little bit of a glimpse back. I think we got knockout of the night so far has been scheduled as Trixie. Yeah, I can't think of outside of that. There's been a lot of like back and forth wars. I can't think of another standout performance on knockout wise that could scheduled in. See what the chat are saying. Where is Smudger? Smudger unfortunately is unwell at the moment. V-Pain. He did give us a lot of prior notice to this, so we can only apologize. But this is for the interim belt here this evening. The winner of the main event will be challenging Smudger when he returns. We of course wish him a speedy recovery. Like I say, my heart goes to him. He's battled through this sort of stuff in the past. I know as somebody that's currently suffering with a viral infection myself, you know, it is hard to keep that energy and focus later on in the evening. What do you say then, Doc? What do you say, bro?
And a broken arm.
And a broken arm, yeah, apparently. But rest in peace, Mazzy. We get from JUFC in the chat. Okay, well, look, Jay's back in Frosty quite heavily. Mazzy obviously deservedly in this spot, finds himself in a you know, like a big opportunity. He's on a +3 right now in the division, right? He was ranked number 9th coming into this one, but on a bit of a tear, Doctor. So, do you have Frosty's record by any chance?
Just looking up now, he's 4-1 on a +3 himself. He's ranked 5.
Hells, yeah, man. I mean that's a beautiful replacement. Another worthy guy to be stepping into that spot. We only have a couple of moments left, guys, and I will hopefully have a link for this co-main event, and we will get it underway. Outside of that, do we have a main event scheduled for next week already out here, Doc? Is that being locked in yet?
No, because I believe this number 1 contender of this co-main.
This is very true.
It was meant to be Keza versus Mazil. The winner of that goes on. Now it's going to be Frosty versus Mazil. So hopefully the winner is available next week, and they'll be in the main event fighting Fad. All things go well.
Yeah, that's very nice, man. I mean, look, Keza kind of really fumbled the bag with this one. Guy's been calling for a title opportunity for a very, very long time. MIA in the finals of moments, but obviously that's going to be to the absolute pleasure of Frosty, who has also been on a bit of a tear. Missed out this opportunity just by an absolute smidge, but now gets to answer it on short notice. And Frosty MMA is a menace to this division. He is a guy that's looked fantastic in the past J-Dime, like some of that striking, and especially when he moved over to KM as well. I don't know if he's still in KM, but I feel like he made some big strides in some of the small errors that he may have had, and he became a very, very game threat, regardless of who he's in the cage with.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I'm just looking forward to see him growing and becoming an even better player. I want to see what the final product's going to be.
We may get to see that right now, as of course he has been on a tear himself recently. He's just going live, I do believe, but Frosty is just about ready. We appreciate this man answering on short notice, getting very, very set up quickly. We'll
literally about 5 minutes notice.
Yeah.
Full respect to the man.
Yeah, and look, he is. We'll go over the cams. They aren't into the fight yet, but we'll wait for the opportunity to go on to it. Now Frosty, as he's kind of gone through this, I'm assuming you've got the rankings there, have you, Doc?
Yes, I do.
Who was his most recent win over?
He's the most recent.
And the same question, of course, for. Sorry.
So Frosty's most recent win was over goals at PT 116.
Okay, nice.
And then Mazil, his most recent win was at PT 17 against Rep. So
nice.
That was decision. So both of them have. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, you got to understand though, especially Frosty going up against Goals. Goals is, traditionally a grappler through and through. He's a guy that does tend to go the longer stretches of fights, but I sometimes, Jay, I don't know if you agree. Sometimes I feel like preparation is very, very much needed. Guys, they went in 5 rounds. Well, we'll forgive it. We'll forgive it.
Number 1 contender.
Yeah, number 1 contender. They can run it here this evening. That's fine. Whew, well, with no further delays, these guys are about to touch it up. Leon Edwards, Connor, goddamn McGregor stepping in there.
In blue shorts. What the hell?
Blue shorts. They should have never allowed y'all to do this. They should have never allowed this.
What the absolute insanity. Even in this fight, like, McGregor is a 4-star, but like he's in a striking realm against Edwards. It's definitely not a great idea to be engaging this close. Takedown's already trying to be shot, and that makes sense. I mean, last time we saw Mazil especially was a lot of jiu-jitsu, a lot of that grappling aspect. So to see him go someone like Leon Edwards at a weight like welterweight, where you got a lot of those grappling picks, Usman, Khamzat, Burns, Colby, Belal Muhammad, and you've gone Edwards of all people. It's an interesting choice, I must admit.
Maybe he liked that pick. Maybe that's his favorite player to use.
The takedown.
Okay, so big miss on the hook. Conor McGregor tagging the body tactically, and then just very, very much rip into the head Frosty was looking good until that left hand landed. Leon's got to be the favored pick in this one, right? Got to be.
Yeah. I mean, health stats wise, cardio wise, recovery wise, it's definitely all favours Edwards. But again, it's McGregor. He's got one. He has the key stats that you want in this game, like power and footwork and accuracy, that make him such a bit massive trouble. Combined with those high level moves, that 5-star Celtic cross, stuff like that, just makes him a nightmare on the feet. Which is, yeah, it makes sense of why Mazzy you've seen already shooting takedowns here, Joe.
Man, he should have picked someone else if he wanted to shoot takedowns. Like you said, there's a million other players you can pick. There's Shavkat, there's Usman, there's Bilal, there's Gilbert Burns. Like, why did you pick Leon to try to grapple? And why does Connor have a slight stamina advantage over you in the first round?
This is very true, yeah. This is very true. He's working that body, that rear hook. Like, as soon as you saw that rear hook land, it took away a decent chunk of the stamina. And
it's the way he's sniping with that left hand as well, though. He's absolutely laser focused with it. He keeps catching Mazzy at the end of his range every time he slightly overextends. Frosty's there to greet him with a left hand from hell. He needs to start firing an uppercut. Edwards, block, fire uppercut, chamber that shit. It's the only way, because he's just beating that body too badly, Jay. He is, like, making mincemeat out of the body.
Man, what would be your approach if you're Leon right now? Because I guess that.
Yeah. Try the takedowns, but honestly, try to look on returns with some of these, because the guys throw in a lot of uppercuts and or body like hooks. So you can time either one of those for a nice counter, right? You can either block the body punch, return with an uppercut. You can just slip the uppercut. Easier said than done, but he needs to try and get a little bit more with the timing of it. I just feel like he's rushing a little bit, Doctor. I feel like he's got caught in the moment a little bit. I mean, obviously there's been a lot of fuckery going into this one, so I can understand why he may be a little bit flustered coming into this one, especially with the change-up of opponent at such short notice. But he needs to center himself and stop overextending. Look for those big counters that are honestly there for him.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I mean, if you're wanting to, I think you go back to the Olynyk fight where you saw how Olynyk was fighting. You stay patient on that back foot. You look, you dodge, and then you just try to find one form or another. You have got double leg bails here to work as well, but he's looking like he wants to stick those turning takedowns to try to do some effective damage. But again, McGregor's rear hand there is landing cleanly against the body, sapping away at that stamina, and the uppercut and the straight are doing so much. And that block after a 1-2 is just absolutely mincemeat here, Joe.
Yeah, this doesn't...
Nice.
There we go. Now, this is the most important part of the fight for him because he's been getting punched out. Now, he has to not just hold this, do some damage, get a submission, do something with his grappling, some effective grappling, Cyrus.
100%. Now, I mean, I know this is something, but, like, I wouldn't even risk it from these positions. Try and work his way forward. He needs to really stabilize out, and full guard is not exactly the best spot to be, quite honestly, but I suppose he'll get the work in if he can, and he's posturing down of his own accord as well, Doc, so I suppose he's minimizing the risk to getting reversed.
Yep, but they'll get up there quite quick, and now it's about managing to get back to the ground, but maybe not with him in your full guard.
Yeah, it's over, right?
It is.
Yeah, it's over.
Frosty MMA answering the goddamn call, short notice replacement, came in here without concern, without all of the build-up and the pressure that was on his back leading up this week, was able to just answer the call and capitalize when opportunity favored him. And look, shout out to Mazzy, I want to say that again, guy taking in a fight on short notice. Once again, you've got to be able to beat everybody. That is the thing. If you want to be the best, you've got to be able to beat everybody. And having the mentality of anybody, anytime, like Mazzy did here this evening, is what's going to allow him to continue to become a better fighter. Of course, tonight, not his night. The night is all about Frosty MMA, but I look forward to seeing what that guy's able to do coming back into the promotion, how he bounces back. Not going to be held too much against him, given the situation. But Frosty MMA, now I do believe, will be challenging for the belt next week. up against the one and only Faddy the Baddie, a man that's looked unstoppable so far. But of course, Frosty MMA has some of that clinical striking, has some of that grappling precedence as well. Should be a very fun matchup. Never sleep on the one and only Frosty MMA. But with that being said, Dr. Goddamn Who, we have SVG JX goated after a very, very classy win over one of the veterans of the scene, Ripe MMA. He's now going to be stepping in to the main event, fighting for the PrimeTime Gold, your interim PlayStation belt, up against AKA MG, another man that has been waiting patiently for the opportunity to compete. Willing to take on anybody at any time. He found out the same time we did who he was going to be fighting here this evening, and that was 2 fights ago, my man. This is what the main event, or the main card, has all been building to, and we are finally here, an incredible matchup between 2 sensational competitors.
Indeed. I mean, so we saw how SCG fought previously to that. It was in the same weight of bantamweight. You saw how he used Peter Yan. Now is the case. Is he going to have access to the Peter Yan pick, or will MG pick him? That's going to be a question in and of itself. So SVG, what? He showcased a lot of that forward pressure as well. So you've got to imagine that that's how he's going to be wanting to continue going on this way. He's going to be looking to be on that front foot to play that style. MG's has 2 fights, give or take, to make those reads, make those adjustments, see how he acts, and then can maybe definitely make those reads from that fight itself to begin with.
I want to point this out really quick as well, Jay. This couldn't have actually worked out better for Goated, because he fought in bantamweight and he's now fighting in bantamweight.
He's already warmed up. That's what he just fought a few minutes ago, so he's good.
Well, MG's the one with the PT Yan pick. SVG has got the Sean O'Malley, a bit of a different style, but as we saw earlier, Naznim showed that you can definitely pressure box with someone like O'Malley, but MG's looking to take that grappling approach, it seems.
Nice.
Nice. He's maintaining a little bit of range, showing some healthy respect for MG's inside boxing game. Couple of switches of stances as well. Been quite evasive, but that boxing of MG, he is finding a home for the right hand behind the jab out here, Jay.
Yeah, he is, and I'm impressed with I will say Jay Goated. With Goated, he's probably the best member I've seen ever from SVG.
Yeah, he's a lot more technical.
Well-rounded.
Yeah, he's a lot more like, because a lot of them, their style is more like, switch kick. You know what I'm saying? They have a distinct style. And
yeah.
His is a lot more polished.
Yeah, look, they have a bit of a wild style. They have an unorthodox style, but one that definitely works. And he seems to stray from that a little bit. And like I say, very, very technical in his approach. I imagine he's got that in his back pocket, but I was going to say, he keeps getting caught on the inside. Yeah. He needs to go back to playing on the outside, Doc. Some beautiful inside work from MG.
That power of Yan's definitely making itself known. It's just that rear hook, that straight, that rear hand definitely has a bit of its pop to it. And that's kind of what's leading to a lot of the exchanges failing in SVG's favor right now. And MG's making good use of it, just coming on that inside when he can, noticing how O'Malley's fighting. And another stun there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my, yeah. He got to do something right now, because MG is on fire right now.
Yeah. Stop letting this man step on your front foot, because he is just in there throwing bombs, man.
Yeah, he's letting him too close. He's letting him break into his house for real. There's no barrier between those two. He's stomping on his foot. He's trying to take his chain, Doctor.
For sure, he really is right now. And I mean, those jab straights, working through those blocks, uppercuts there as well. I feel like as soon as that block starts to go even more, it's going to allow MG to really be able to blitz him further. And I feel like O'Malley doesn't want to fire his 1-2. He's scared he's going to get caught, and that's kind of an issue because of one of his biggest defensive measures, just that 1-2.
Oh, there we
Ooh.
go. You need to make him respect him. There's no respect being given here.
No, there isn't. MG got clipped a couple of times early, and I feel like he was just like he took a second to like refocus, readjust, and just kind of reassess the situation. But like he's anticipating, he's not reacting, and I feel like that's an important thing in mixed martial arts. People talk about reaction time. Reaction time doesn't win you these things. I mean, everybody's fairly close in that regard. Your ability to anticipate your opponent is what is able to separate you from the pack, and MG just doing that flawlessly in this matchup.
It took a bit.
Go on, sorry, bro.
I would say he took a bit of time in that first round to adjust. He definitely didn't look as clean, but then he made a few adjustments, and that rear hand has really set up a lot of it. And now he's got that takedown early in this round, so that's even more pit attack damage. He can focus a bit on the cuts he's already caused as well, Jay. So definitely looking up and up for MG, and for SEG, he's got to make some big adjustments there.
Yeah, and this is what's going to happen. Jan can be content doing this all day. Just posture up, go back down, and just do this. Sean O'Malley has to do something because you're not winning the fight defending from the bottom, Doctor.
No, certainly not. You got full guard. I mean, I know O'Malley does have some triangle chokes, so there's definitely that as an option. Reverse that into mount, but Etienne are going, okay, I don't want to get stalled out in full guard. I want to keep this momentum going, and getting back up to that feet is a great choice.
Oh my!
Why? Why did he throw that? And why didn't he get stunned?
Oh.
Oh.
Goated trying to like throw the Hail Marys out there, saying some Our Fathers, all of that, but MG says not today, son, and continues to rain down holy hell. Jesus, man.
That
This
block
is
now
becoming an ass
going.
whooping.
Oh,
Knockout of the night right there. Just he may have stolen it in your main event. Punched him on the way down, clipped him with that left hand with pure precision. I mean, you said it, Jay. You said it. Zero respect was given. It's like he watched him compete up against Ripe MMA, where he won pretty flawlessly, and he went, not impressed.
I'm not impressed. That's
Not
what happened.
impressed, bro. Jesus.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah.
Jesus, man. Toby moments prior says this is not going the 5 rounds, and he was right, man. He was right. Was that AKA going 3-0 today? Very, very nice. AKA having a fantastic night here this evening. What a great day at the office for them, Jay.
Yeah, them and WR too. Like those two camps dominated the card today.
Yeah. Whew. Well, and new interim champion of your PlayStation division, the one and only AKA Dave, absolutely delivering here this evening in what has been one of the weirder kind of back and forth things, a couple of things changing back end, a couple of short notice. We do what the fighters do each and every time they step into that cage, Doc, and that's that we adapted and adjusted to the situation at hand. Want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of you for the continued support, all the biddies. We hit our first hype train today. We truly, truly appreciate it. Of course, just you guys being here and supporting us, it means the absolute world. We power on through. I apologize if my energy may have been a little bit low today. As I mentioned, being a little bit ill, but we will be back ready, raring for the next one. Primetime 119 will be shortly at hand next weekend. It's going to be a fun one. Frosty MMA, Frosty MMA, Fadnator will be fighting, hopefully, for that main event if Frosty and him is available. I believe we're going to look to run 2 title fights if Smudger is back, or if not, the interim champion will be looking to defend in the meantime. But guys, until then, much love, stay safe, enjoy the UFC later this evening, and peace.